Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Okay y'all, so Jadyn's mom recently posted this. It says, I can't stand judgmental family members, like wasn't you a crackhead before? Fans assumed she was talking about Karlissa, even though Karlissa said that she's never done drugs before. Karlissa responded, she ain't talking about me being a crackhead, she's talking about her baby daddy. You see, this is why Karlissa is so funny, because if she wasn't talking about you, why are you throwing shade at her baby daddy? Karlissa also posted this, clearly throwing shade at Jaidyn. She wrote, we didn't need Jaidyn on the show. Callie, John, Dre, Lay, Dawn, Katie, Angela, Bree, Ingrid, and Rock held it down. So Karlissa is clearly trying to get her subscribers up. My husband said I might have to get off Instagram, y'all. If you don't hear from me in a minute, you can go subscribe to 6ought to continue to follow me and my family. Karlissa also posted this after fans were clowning her for posting Blueface's ex, who is now a dentist. She wrote, y'all said my son Blueface wasn't good enough for Megan Thee Stallion, and we found out that was a lie. Y'all are going to stop acting like my bad kids wasn't raised worthy. Now he ain't good enough for a dentist? So Blueface's first girlfriend, Angela, posted surviving Blueface after one of Blueface's fan pages made up some scenario that they were planning a surviving Blueface show. Blueface's mom, Karlissa, was very offended by Angela writing surviving Blueface, and she posted the DMs between her and Angela. She captioned it, I don't care what y'all thought we is or was, I'll end it all about mines. Angela messaged her, I told you, I tweeted, no one is using you. I'm not even talking ish. House of Blues always be twisting my words. Karlissa says, surviving my son is not a look, and that's why you didn't show me that part. So who said surviving Blueface? Cause I know you know that's some negative-ish. Angela responded, I said that jokingly. I don't understand why you're getting upset though. Karlissa responded, don't use me to joke about my son. That would get you effed up for sure. Like I said before, nobody is safe when it comes to Karlissa. So Karlissa also posted the DMs between her and Blueface's fan page, the same one who Angela says twisted her words. The fan page says, thanks for clearing this up. I'm going to make another post so people know you didn't have anything to do with what she tweeted. I shouldn't have assumed. Karlissa responded, when it comes to my kids, you should never assume. I wouldn't let my mama or my dad say ish about them, let alone a trick. But wait, Karlissa already said that Angela was respectable and a doctor, but now she's calling her a trick. So Angela then posted the messages between her and Karlissa. She says, if you're gonna post our convo, post the whole convo, not just what you want people to see. So once Angela posted, you can see she wrote, I don't know why you're getting upset over me saying that when I'm literally joking, and honestly, y'all brought me into this. I didn't ask for this. I didn't want to do it, and by the way, just because I don't speak much or say nothing, I'm definitely not gonna get effed up by anyone. Karlissa responded, I don't like no one playing with my kids or their name. It's a joke to you, but not funny to me. I'm canceling the episode. This is disrespectful. Angela responded, you involved me. How is it disrespectful? But your son can play with everyone else. I got family also, but nobody's trying to disrespect you or your son. But my truth is my truth, and I ain't even said ish yet. Karlissa then responded, you already said joking, so everyone knows you here for the follow. But may God bless your move. Before all this drama happened, Angela actually reposted this post that Karlissa made shading Jaidyn. So that made me think that she didn't like Jaidyn, but then she posted this. First of all, for the people who say I'm clout chasing, how am I clout chasing when someone else involved me in this? Secondly, this has been going on since high school, and even with Blueface's success, I've never tried to be seen or said anything negative about anyone. Thirdly, if that's a word, LOL, the only reason why I'm saying anything now is because I refuse to let anyone narrate my story and cash in on me when I can narrate my own story, my truth, and cash in on myself. Karlissa said this girl was so educated, but she doesn't know if thirdly is a word. Angela then went on to post this. Last but not least, I ain't never been a hater. I don't know if she knows. However, I'm the one who they called to get in touch with Blueface to get Jaidyn her deal at Columbia Records. Ange then reposted this. Somebody who wrote, not they had to reach out to Not Your Ange to get the deal. She is not one of them. And Ange captioned it, "The truth could never be a diss." Angela then posted this to answer the question about Columbia Records. Columbia was trying to get in touch with Blueface, which was @_BU, the vice president of Columbia. "He is close to my big brother who managed Dalla, RIP. I said, yes, we cool, and he asked, could I get in touch with him for a deal for his BM? And I said, yes, I did. Never hated, just did it without a second thought. I'm not the one to try and stop anyone's success." Now, as for Bonnie Lashays, she recently did an interview with Jessica West Side Stories, who happens to be her first cousin. They promoted it as a tell-all interview and even posted a small clip where the interviewer asks Bonnie if she was ever in an intimate relationship with Blueface, but it seems like they cut that part out of the interview. So she didn't directly say she was in a relationship with Blueface, but she insinuated that she believed he wanted to mess with her the way he was messing with Krishan. She also believed that he wanted a poly relationship with her and Krishan, but he never actually said that. So my guess is Bonnie still is cool with Blueface. That's why she doesn't want to say too much, because she knows that he likes his chicks to stay quiet. But she did claim that her phone was hacked and they got these text messages between her and Blueface. But I personally believe that she probably just leaked the text messages herself. So the text messages basically show her asking him to make more time for her. She says, "I miss you." He says, "Okay, then come home. I miss you too." You also see her saying, "Blue, I love you. Thank you for everything." And he responds, "I love you too. I see your progression. Slow motion is better than no motion." Blueface then wrote, "You literally blank, good," and disappeared. And she responded, "You weren't giving me the attention I deserved." He responded, "Come give me some more. I miss it for real." And she responded, "But that's all you missed though, huh?" If you can read between the lines, it's clear what they're talking about. And obviously, if you know Blueface, you know Blueface. So it turns out Bonnie left the house not because Blueface kicked her out, not because her and Krishan got into a fight, but because she was having personal issues with her own apartment back in San Diego. Anyway, here are a couple of clips from Bonnie's interview.
There's these three people. It's Blueface. He signs you, Bonnie Lashays. He signs Krishan. These two people now we know have gone off to stardom, right? And then there's a third story. There's a piece that's missing that the world has no idea about, right? Fine. And the fact, I don't think you realize that you were signed by a rapper. He saw your potential. You went to the studio, showed off, and you had enough in you for him to sign you and see potential. Some people work their whole lives, Bonnie, and don't ever get that. And you're so that's special true. And chosen, right?
Yes,
so,
the chosen one.
Yes, the chosen one. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in a little bit as well. So that's kind of the backstory. And so now I kind of want you to go from there. I think people are going to gag, girl, when they find out what happened and all the juice. And let me just say, she ain't holding anything back. We talked about this before, right? You agreed to tell all and to be really just transparent.
I put my hand on the Bible and was like, I swear by my life.
And I do want to say this to everybody starting off too. Every single time I have spoke to Bonnie regarding the Blueface or Krishan situation, she has spoke so highly with them, with gratitude, with grace, with humility. More so, it's not to me as you're upset about the situation or mad. It's kind of just like,
what happened to me?
What happened to you, and the time wasn't right, and you're very appreciative of the opportunity. You speak highly of them. You have no beef with nobody. It's just you're telling your side of the story, and you trying to get on, and you want people to know about you too.
Like, I'm a bad bitch, and I deserve an opportunity. So.
Girl, he was really trying to make you the Kelly of the
I'm never.
Let's kind of go there, and then we're gonna dive into your background a little bit, okay? Is that okay?
Yeah. So pretty much, I do music, and I also was modeling during the pandemic. I started doing music. I'm an artist,
right?
And I kind of was like in the industry of like trying to be a music video, like a video vixen,
right?
So I got a casting call to be in Blueface's video. Okay. So I met him at his music video. Actually don't even know where that video is at, but at the end, you know, we exchanged contacts, and he was like, stay in contact. And next thing you know, in the Shade Room, he's doing a Bad Girls Club. So it was an easy in for me after that, you know?
Right. And so what was your kind of first impression of him, meeting him at the video shoot? Was he professional? Was he nice?
He was professional. He was professional. I definitely felt like there was vibes of, he thought I was pretty.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, he's cool. He was respectful. Me and my homegirl were leaving. And so after that, it was just kind of like, all right, like I'm in the video, cool. But I felt a little extra attention
Yeah,
from
you felt a
him.
little
Then,
stuff. Yeah, you're a woman, girl.
Yeah, I could feel he was feeling me. There was a hella other pretty girls there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was definitely like on me, like putting me in the spotlight so I can be like in the front of the camera. Impression of like the girls, I kind of liked Krishan right off the bat. I was like, all right, she's cool. I want to be her friend. And it wasn't even like, I didn't know her, but I felt like, all right, I like her over the other girl. I don't know why, but I felt the vibe. And I was like, telling her, I was lit. I was like, pop your shit, pop your shit. I was like, the whole time kind of fucking with her, you know?
Right.
So, yeah.
So,
the interview was me and Krishan.
Yeah, you and Krishan first. I did see that, and you guys were talking about everything. So what was kind of Blueface telling you and Krishan during this moment? I know we had spoke kind of before this, and you mentioned that he said, okay, you guys, I sign you. I want you guys kind of be like sisters. You know, you guys have to have each other's back. Yeah. Kind of explain his goal and his vision for you and Krishan.
You know what? I kind of felt like he wanted us to be very close, like sister vibes, but I felt like Krishan wasn't acceptive of that. So it gave like she wanted to, but then there'll be days where she's not. And so as far as the interview, I show up to the interview and I'm like, okay, Krishan's like, we have an interview tomorrow, no jumper, this and that. Cool. We get there, the interview's only like about Krishan. Like he's asking her questions. I'm chiming in though. Like I'm just the backup dancer.
Girl, you held your own in that interview.
I just kept it cute. And because it was her interview, I was like, you know what? Like, let me let her have her interview. He didn't make this specifically for Bonnie Lashays.
Right.
So I'm gonna sit the fuck back and sit cute and say a few things and let her have her interview. Because as soon as I would talk, it's like, rah, 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 rah. Like I'm taking your shine, but baby girl, I would never have to do that because I'm a shine regardless on my own. So that's why I just sat back, kept it cute, and let her do her shit. Pop your shit, baby.
Girl, we know that. And the way she was looking up, doting at him, and the way he was like talking about her tooth, I was just like, is anyone else seeing this? Like, did you guys see this? So it was no surprise that the baby mama was popping up into, because if everyone was seeing what we were seeing.
Actually, the baby mom popped up because she seen a video of them hugging.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. There was all these little moments that we kept seeing of them, and the connection, the energy was so apparent.
It was.
And I can't even imagine her watching that, because I know when he came to her like, I'm about to start a Blueface Girl Club, I would have been like, oh goddamn, here we go, you know? And to have that kind of come into fruition, her worst dreams of him falling in love with one of the castmates is pretty rough, right?
Yeah.
So after that, okay, so that happens, and then, you know, I think he wasn't really trying to admit, like I said, that he was dealing with anybody in the house, right?
Right.
So I think everyone...
He wanted to keep it kind of low-key, that he was like fucking with her. And I felt like he wanted to fuck with me too, and that's why he kind of signed us both. And I feel like that I'm just a little too smart.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And that's kind of why I'm not like I'm just not gonna like get played in a that type of situation, especially when the world is watching. It's just, it gave like, oh, Bonnie scary, Bonnie this, Bonnie that, but it wasn't that. I'm just a different breed of bitch.
100%.
Don't excuse my language, but I'm a different type of female. I'm just bougie and pretty, and I like, no matter the struggle and the ghetto-ness I came from, I want better for myself. Like, there's nothing wrong with me wanting to wear heels and nails and pretty and makeup and bougie. I want that life.
100%.
I want the hell out of that life. So that's, I carry myself like I live that life.
Yeah.
So I don't think I was as like rah for him to, you know, and I think that he wanted to like put my music out. I just think he was being a little slow with it, and I was dealing with personal
100%
issues outside of that nobody really knew.
And we're gonna talk about after that. I think the world was like, oh god, this is over. Her tooth's gone. She's in Oklahoma on drug charges. She has his car. It was just wild, right? And Whack 100 was so disrespectful to her. It was just like he wasn't feeling it, right?
Well, Whack don't fuck with Krishan.
Okay.
And that's just from my perspective of what I've seen.
Yeah, totally.
He might fuck with her now.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
2-3 years later.
Yeah.
Cool. But from the time he don't fuck with her, Krishan, we were all lit one night, she hit his manager, and he was like, oh fuck no, I'm not fucking with her. He'd been trying to get her like out the show and you know, out the house forever, but he's like, you know, the more harder he tried, it's like Blueface fucking with her even harder. So, and Blue is his artist, you know, so what can, you know.
Yeah, what can he do really? But I mean, with Zeus, Krishan does Baddies. They get their own show, Crazy in Love. Where is Bonnie? Where is the third person that got signed? Do you get it? We are all wondering. They go this way, you're this way. Like I said, there's a third side of the story. So I want everyone to know what exactly happened to where you had to handle your business, where you had to leave.
From the day up to where I left.
Yep.
So basically, the day I left, me and Blue had a conversation prior about him gonna put my music out. He's like, well, you had 100. Well, I actually had 100K Instagram followers. They're going away because I haven't dropped. Whatever. Cool. gain them back. But he was like, you're at 100K, let's, you know, get your music out. And I've been asking him, I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. Like, I don't want to just talk about it. Like, let's actually do this shit. Like, what's up, you know? And by this time, Chrisean already has like 2 videos, and he's like, oh, well, she's doing one on her own, and actually you got her beat because you have a couple of videos out, but I have not one song with you. So we're in the studio, we're recording, trying to make a new song. Then he's like, oh, I'm gonna be a feature on one of your songs that you already have, two of them that I had. And it just like, I don't know, it just never made sense. Like I think he wanted to wait to see what I had to offer.
Okay.
As far as, you know, who I am. Like, I wasn't bringing enough personality, maybe. Okay. Because, I mean, I can't compete with Chrisean's wildness. Like, I'm not trying to compete with her. Or go against, like, you know, I'm trying to be, like, I want it to be where it's like, we're doing it together. So it didn't feel like that. It just felt like every time there's a camera, she's jumping in front. You know, he's just not saying shit. And it was no organization behind the shit, to the point where Wack was about to sign me, his manager.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he was like, I'm gonna sign Bonnie. And Wack was like, I don't even sign girls, but I'll sign you. And and prior to me getting signed, Blue's like, so you want to sign with Wack or me? And I was like, I thought maybe just stick with Blue. I felt like I should have went with Wack, but I also was like, in my head, like, maybe just stick with Blue because he discovered me, and loyalty, he's the one who said he was signing me, and I thought it was like a loyalty test. I'm like, they're testing me.
Yeah, they're like, let me make the right statement right here, right answer. So I totally understand about that. So that's pretty interesting. So Wack wanted to sign you. Bonnie, like, I gotta know this. Were there any contracts involved? Were there any paperwork signed? We
signed NDAs. We didn't sign contracts.
Okay,
we got chains, and I don't know if the contracts were coming later, but I didn't stay long enough to figure it out or find out. I kind of just felt like it was off the strength. And I don't really like working off the strength because I just felt like it was no like bad business. Just how Chrisean's begging for her money, you know, Blue's like keeping some of her stuff. I just didn't want to go through that. And like living at his house, I had my son there. You know, we didn't have to pay for anything, bills or anything, no work, just make music. Like, that's a good life. But I just don't want to live off somebody who I felt like I didn't have a good enough a relationship with. Like, I felt like we didn't have a connection as much as him and Chrisean. Like, we didn't get our opportunity to vibe. And it was like Chrisean's just always right there, jumping in the way every time it's like we were trying to vibe. So it's like we didn't have a vibe to really be like, okay, so let's talk about our music and what we're gonna do. And you know, it just didn't really go how I thought. And that's why I went in with intentions of just like not too excited. Let me just see what I went in like, let me see what this is about, what he's talking about, and then go from there. Like, I don't want to over be happy and then let myself down at the end, you know?
No, I totally understand. So let's get into that now, right? So you guys are signed by Blueface. You guys are both living in his house. Armani's there with you. It's this beautiful house. You guys are doing TikTok videos, trying to promote yourself. You guys are going viral actually, right? Everyone's saying your son looks like Drake's son. Is Drake your baby daddy? Because your son is so cute with the curly blonde hair, right? And so, I mean, it's popping, like I said. And then, so kind of tell us what happens, like specifically.
So, you know, we living at the house. Me and Chrisean have a lot of alone time there, and to get to know each other, just kind of vibe. You know, she has a lot of her friends there. And I just felt like, you know, we had an opportunity to be close, and we actually became close. You know, she would like look after my son and shit like that. And I just felt like there would be days where she kind of would switch it on and off a little and wasn't always 100% accepting of Blue signing me too and wanting me to be there too. And I think she was trying to fake it, but and I don't know, I can't say that me and her vibe or on my end, my shit was real. Her end, she tried to embarrass me on TV on the show. You know, we know that up front over Lashays for no reason, cool. But then it was like she tried to be cool, but it was always giving. Like, you know, I have a good intuition. It just gives, like, she just wasn't fucking with me because she knows that Blue wanted me around, and that's fine, you know?
I can understand both sides, and I can understand each perspective. You know what I mean? I'm sure you can't.
Like, I'm a baddie. Like, what do you expect?
Exactly.
Like Blue said, like, you know, he having one girl is almost close to having none. So, he needed options.
Oh, girl, you better talk your shit.
Know?
So I personally feel like that was Bonnie's way of saying that she was messing with Blueface and he wanted options, so he had her and Chrisean in the house, even though he had Jiggy and Jaidyn in the other house. And you can see that Bonnie wanted to say more, but it's clear that Blueface already got to her to make sure that she didn't say too much. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Bonnie ends up popping out with Blueface. Bonnie ends up addressing a clip Chrisean posted of her saying that Bonnie's son was always crying like a bee. In the clip that was posted on Instagram, it was cut off right after Chrisean said that, but Bonnie says that she did check Chrisean and she told her, "Don't ever talk to my son like that again." She said that off camera, Chrisean did apologize and she promised to not do it ever again. Because in the clip, it looked like Bonnie was just sitting there and didn't say anything to defend her son, a lot of fans were coming for her, so she felt the need to clear that up. Bonnie also said Chrisean was just doing anything for attention.
I didn't feel secure.
That's no security, honey. You had no contract, no nothing. You hadn't signed nothing.
No song, no nothing to show for me being there. So I just felt like, okay, I don't feel really secure in this situation. He's letting Chrisean do her shit, walk all over the fucking place, try, fuck up his shit. So I'm just like, what am I doing here? Like,
where do I fit in here?
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out the whole entire 100%. Time. Like, how do I fit in this equation? And like, like I feel like it was kind of just like, maybe I just don't. I just don't fit. And so with my apartment, I just ended up leaving to go figure out my apartment situation, and came back, and it was just like, I just wasn't happy living with Blueface and Chrisean. I just didn't feel like.
I think, Bonnie, you had somewhat of an intuition of what was gonna happen if you.
I'm smart, mind you.
I see everything.
I'm an Aquarius. He's an Aquarius. He's just a boy. Like I'm just smart, and I also had a kid. I had more to lose than Chrisean at that time. She was just living her, after being a track star or football, whatever, living her life. She didn't have shit to lose, like you saw, like she had her family, like, and I respect her. We would always like pray together and talk 100%. About certain things, but I did not respect how she was trying to treat me. That 100%. Shit wasn't cool, because she even said, you're a star, well, treat me like that. Don't try to, I'm not a punk, so don't try to punk on me or be on like, bullshit with me. And Blue said, be cool, let's be cool, like let's do it for the cameras or whatever. If you had to fake it till you got to make it, like let's do it, because I feel like Blue was definitely going for two artists, but more like he did. The thing is, it was on some poly, but not poly shit.
No, I totally get it. You remember when he had like three girlfriends back in the day?
He wanted two girls, and I feel like he wanted to pop out with two bitches that looked cute and to do our shit.
He's like, fuck y'all's music.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
I feel like it was definitely gonna be. He wanted more than the music. I felt like he wanted to fuck with us, like be with us. That's what I thought. That's the vibe I got.
And would you have been okay with it?
I honestly, I would have. Yeah. I'm not like, I'm actually like, bi into
You're
girls.
Very open. You love everybody,
I'm open. I'm with the LBG community. So like, I would have been down, like, dating a girl and maybe fucking with him too. But I just didn't feel like, he didn't say that's what he wanted. Totally. It just gave that, you know? So I'm like, well, what do you want? Like, what's the vibe here?
Go, just come move in. And
I was already there, and he was just like, like, just, who cares about it? I got you. If you fuck with me, like, we good. And I couldn't go off we good. I've done that before. I'm gonna be a dumbass.
We've all done that before,
I will be the dumbest girl to do that. Like, I'm just, like, Chrisean showed up with nothing. He bought her all new shit. Yeah. I had stuff. I had a whole place, you know? So I had to come from what I had and to come up there. So I kind of just, let my family, my sister stay. Coming back to it being all fucked up, and I posted, damn, but I was so mad. I just didn't give a fuck. Like, don't fuck my shit up. I felt like, Chrisean being weird, my family not showing me respect. Like, I felt like nobody was showing me respect, and I don't like that. And as a kid, going through foster homes, the foster lady would have my hair looking dumb, outfits looking stupid, getting bullied. Like, it wasn't that I was scared. It was just, I just didn't have that support as a kid of like, oh, hey, Nene, you got it. Like I didn't have my family. I didn't have nobody.
Important. That's where your worth
I didn't have nobody to teach me how to fight, or to teach me how to, protect myself, or just to teach me to, don't let nobody talk about you or say this, or if they hit you, you hit them back. Like, I didn't grow up with that. I grew up people hitting me at home. So what the fuck am I to go to school and be like, like, that's where I came from. So this is why I actually told Blue and Chrisean on some like spiritual, like just on some real shit. I got on the show because I wanted people to start respecting me.
Amen.
So that's why I got on the show in the first place. My stuff, and I didn't have complications just with my house. Yeah. After that, my BD, I give my son to him so he can just keep an eye. After the house situation, that caused me to be homeless. Wow. And so Chrisean went on the internet telling everyone, you're homeless. That's when I came out with the diss record.
Oh, no.
Of her.
Okay, so that's how the diss record came about. Okay, got it. Mm-hmm.
And I pretty much went, being homeless for like 9 months in hotels. I still tried to shoot a video. My son was with his dad in another state. Out of nowhere, he's acting funny with my kid, not answering FaceTimes, not, just trying to keep him, and I just didn't like that, and I couldn't. And after that, that was really
that's what I was gonna say. That was probably the nail on the coffin.
That was the
girl.
cherry on top.
Wow, that is so interesting. You know, I don't even think people were aware of what you went through. By the way, do you have the Blueface tattoo that everybody got? You do?
Blue
Okay.
GC.
The Blue GC, yeah. And really quickly,
little thing. It wasn't like everyone said, oh, Blueface kicked you out, Blueface dropped you, he didn't fucking want you. That wasn't the case. I could have stayed. I actually left and I didn't say shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't inform Blue on leaving. I didn't inform.
You didn't even tell him?
I didn't tell anyone. I just left. I left my clothes. I left everything.
Oh, you really had some personal shit to take care
I
of.
left. I had all this stuff going on, and I didn't have support from him because I'm like, you know, should we just pay my rent? I don't think he wanted to do that, just like cover it and shit. So he was like, fuck, let's just drop that shit. You know, you here, you made it, like, let's do it. But I didn't feel like I made it, and that's kind of where I think in an interview he was telling somebody that, oh, she just didn't see the vision. But it's not about just seeing the vision. I need to feel the vision too.
100%. Girl, you know how many people come to Hollywood and end up on Skid Row? You cannot trust everybody. It's a hard town out there, and everyone.
I'm like kind of psychic.
Yeah.
I know things before it happens, and I knew it was like just bullshit. I knew when he said, "Oh," he was like, "We're gonna sign contracts. We're gonna do this and do that." I knew there was never gonna be no contracts. I know that you just wanted us to be there. You saying you're gonna put us on, and just to deal with that like that.
Totally.
She respects. She's okay. I won't do it again. That was it. It was simple. At that time, we were more like sisters. I would assume. So she was like, "All right, I got you. I'm sorry." She apologized. She was like, "I won't do it again."
Yeah.
Cool.
Girl.
I feel like Bonnie cleared up a lot during this interview because nobody really knew what happened to her. It's crazy that she just left like that unexpected without even telling Blueface anything. But obviously back then he was preoccupied with his show. He was starting a season 2. Plus Jaidyn was at the other house with their son and his mom, and they were running the restaurant. For some reason, I thought she was actually gonna expose everything, but it's clear she kept some things to herself. And that's fair because she did say that they signed an NDA. And I'm actually shocked if Chrisean actually signed an NDA because she was spilling all the tea back then. I'm pretty surprised to find out that Angela played a part in Jaidyn getting her deal with Columbia Records, considering the fact that her and Jaidyn were both messing with Blueface since high school. It's clear they were never cool, plus Angela was the one on the phone yelling at Blueface when he claimed that he was going to be faithful to Jaidyn, and Jaidyn was yelling back at Angela. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the post notifications if you want to be notified every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching.